Today, 3 Congress chief ministers who may face the axe as the party does damage control following the Lok Sabha poll debacle, and first among them, Tarun Gogoi of Assam. Today, the leader of the Congress in the Lok Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, held meetings with legislators in Guwahati, many of whom are rebelling against the CM. Similar murmurs of dissent have also come in from the coalition in Maharashtra, in which there are elections in just a few months from now. Majid Memon of the NCP also joins us tonight in this segment. MK Venu is staying with us. I said a premature goodbye to him. Majid Memon, let me come to you first. Is it true that the NCP wants a change of leadership in Maharashtra, Mr. Memon? Do you believe that if you have a different chief minister before the Maharashtra polls, your prospects will be better?
No, you see, we have been agitating, or rather pointing out this fact even before the Lok Sabha results, that we were not very happy with the pace with which the files were moving, the decisions were taken, were rather slow, which were bringing some kind of dissatisfaction and unrest among all the people who are concerned with the issues or the policies, and therefore our grievance with regard to the slow pace of the functioning style of the Chief Minister has been there. It has made no difference post results. Now results have shown tremendous reverses for Congress, and it is the prerogative of the Congress to consider whether they were to replace Mr. Prithviraj Chavan or continue with him. But then please remember, Nidhi, that political movements always take place. It is never stagnant. There are always changes, and nobody is permanent in politics. And therefore, even if Prithviraj Chavan is moved from here, it should not be taken as a manifestation of his total failure. He may have done some good work as well, but then, it was, the results are to be sportingly, gracefully and collectively accepted by everybody, which NCP is doing it, and we will definitely pull up our socks to ensure that assembly results are showing
I think before I come to the Congress
pattern.
on this question of what needs to be drastically overhauled, I just wanted to ask Mr. Ketkar, that Mr. Ketkar, do you believe that having a leadership change in these states in particular that will be having polls, which is Haryana and Maharashtra soon, is going to really make a difference? Now, we have examples in the past. The BJP, for instance, they brought in Sushma Swaraj literally a couple of months before the Delhi polls in 1998. That was a complete disaster. They had Jagdish Shettar come in just before the Karnataka polls. That didn't work as well. So do these last minute changes in chief ministers really help?
Yeah, fundamentally it is unlikely to help because out of the next 4 months, nearly 2 months will go in the code of conduct. So what can a new chief minister do? So it's a question of mere cosmetic change, and I don't think it is fundamentally going to alter the political scenario. At present, maybe the anti-Congress, anti-NCP wave which was actually sweeping during Lok Sabha poll may not be, it may be receding now, particularly after this railway price hike and so many things. But the so-called Modi magic also seems to be going down. So the question is whether the new chief minister will be able to even reach out to 11 crore Maharashtrians that I am going to bring about a change. What can change come in the first place in next 2-3 months? There is no chance. So I don't think fundamentally there will be any change, and nothing. Not only that, Prithviraj Chavan cannot be considered to be a bad chief minister. You can say whatever complaints there may be about so-called decision making, but there has not been a single complaint of corruption, of irregularity about Prithviraj Chavan. He has been going steadily, properly, and perhaps that is the reason why many people are unhappy with him.
Okay, coming to the big picture in a sense about the Congress's road ahead, Sanjay Jha. It's interesting again that Mr. Antony has once again been made in charge of this panel that's going to review the reasons why things went wrong for the party in these elections. And I believe this is his 5th report, and his old reports are gathering dust in the Congress office. He has talked in the past about internal democracy and made a number of suggestions, none of which have been implemented. Is the Congress really serious about this stock-taking exercise? And if indeed there has to be someone held accountable for how the Congress has done, should it be the CMs or should it be the leadership at the very top?
Nidhi, let me assure you that after the devastation that we have faced, everybody is extremely keen to move ahead, and part of making a progress or to make a comeback is to look at what you did wrong, because you can't ignore that hard reality. You have to confront it and make suitable amendments and go ahead. But as far as the issues of, say, Maharashtra is concerned, because I live here, I can at least let you know about that, and is that if you look at the parameters of growth or development or equity, and you compare Maharashtra to the very famed, promoted Gujarat, as a Gujarat model, whatever it was really sold as, you'll find that Maharashtra on multiple parameters is far ahead of
Sanjay, that's going to evoke a completely different debate. You're not answering my question.
So
if there is accountability in the Congress party for the poll debacle, isn't the primary responsibility that of Sonia and Rahul Gandhi? Why just the chief ministers? Sure, if they've done badly in their states, but why is it not a more democratic process? Let the change begin from the top. Why are you going after the CMs?
Well, Nidhi, for the umpteenth time, and I'll repeat that again ad nauseum, that you had on the day of the election verdict, even subsequent to that at the CWC meeting, these are not cosmetic or some synthetic tokenism that you saw on display. I mean, end of the day, let me tell you that, I can, tell you this with extreme conviction, that the impact of the loss is felt very, very deeply across the rank and file of the Congress party. And as the leadership in any political organization, both Mrs. Sonia Gandhi as the Congress president and Mr. Rahul Gandhi as the vice president have taken the entire onus of it anyway. They have gone public with that. I don't think anybody is shying away from that at all.
Then what happened?
So the reality is that end of day, when you lead.
My point is that if Mr. Gogoi can go, if Mr. Gogoi is going to be held responsible, or he'll face dissidents in Assam. I mean, come on, Mr. Rahul Gandhi was leading your campaign. Should he still be your vice president? Shouldn't you find some, or you have other talented leaders in the party? Surely you should give someone else a chance.
And Nidhi, I take your point. But let me tell you, this is we have just been around a month and a week or 10 days gone. And you will find a lot more transparency in organizational elections and all these things coming up. So people will have a voice and an opportunity to, express their preference to whichever political entity they believe in. But frankly speaking, I don't think anybody should oppose whatever is being debated, whether in Maharashtra or Haryana or Assam or anywhere, because that is, frankly speaking, the need of the hour is to strengthen regional leadership, hear the voice of the local people in Maharashtra, Assam, or wherever it may be, because that is the true federalism that we've been attacked for, saying that, we were perhaps not encouraging that growth or, the augmentation of local leadership.
Okay.
So in a great number of ways, this is a positive
Sanjay, I'll come back to you.
Obviously, you don't want to do anything in a panic state, but you got to take a collective and a wise decision.
But changing chief ministers at this time may just be seen as a panic reaction. But MK Venu, even the choice of Mr. Antony, who is of course a very veteran leader that Sonia Gandhi trusts and has trusted for a long time, to me at this point seems a rather odd choice. I mean, here is a man who has been part of the system that brought this party down, who has been an insipid minister to say the least, who didn't take decisions, sat on files, and now he is going to dole out advice to this party on what the course correction should be.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is you can't sack yourself. So, if the three big reasons for the poll debacle for Congress were backbreaking inflation, corruption of the centre, and listless leadership of the government, which is broadly people accept. None of these three reasons can be sort of put at the door of Chief Minister. So, my sympathies are with Tarun Gogoi and Prithviraj Chavan both, very frankly. And Tarun Gogoi still has managed to get 40% of the total number of seats there, which is much more than any other Congress Chief Minister or even a central leader can claim. So, frankly, my sympathies are with the Chief Minister. And even in Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, who in the Mangalore constituency, which is a BJP stronghold, in the assembly elections got bulk of the seats, 8 or 9, I think, 80% of the seats. He lost those seats, he lost all those segments in the Lok Sabha, primarily because there was an anti-incumbency against the centre. So, somebody could even blame Siddaramaiah, saying that, he also didn't,
so you think it's unfair for them to go after the
because
CM?
Siddaramaiah is still, he's holding on there. I mean, he's the best that the Congress can have today,
No.
So it'll be suicidal to attack Siddaramaiah or Gogoi or Prithviraj Chavan.
The BJP is watching this with a lot of interest, I know, Sambit Patra, but the fact is, in your party also tried to change chief ministers in panic in the past. I gave you the example of Sushma Swaraj a month and a half before the Delhi polls, and it didn't work. And you did it again more than 3-4 times in the last 10 years. So it hasn't worked. So why look at the Congress's? Everyone seems to have a panic reaction before an election.
we are not looking into what's happening in their home, but since it is not our issue, I would just give a friendly advice to my friend Sanjay Jha over here. Look, Sanjay, I mean, what you have done to the railways, you will do to the Congress if you do not take bold decisions. The wrong is sitting tight on the throne. Everyone knows that. You are not dethroning the wrong in the house, but all of you are acting as if the wrongs are around. Remember, until and unless you realize that it is the Vice President who needs to come down, no one can help Congress. It will go the same way that the Indian Railway is going. Please, that's all friendly advice I can give. Secondly, coming to democratic relations, Sanjay, remember,
humbled and I deeply appreciate it.
Ironically, the Congress has never allowed any regional satrap to come up because of the fear that they will take over the prime origin of power, that is the Gandhi family, and that's the reason as to why today they have dearth of leadership. They do not know whom to replace with whom. Remember, at the end of the day, whether Tarun Gogoi goes or Prithviraj Chauhan is replaced by Sushil Kumar Shinde, it is a loser who is replaced by a loser.
No, but the point is, Sanjay Jha, apart from the advice that you've just received, free advice from the BJP that you've received, if you just take a look at Mr. Antony's earlier recommendations from 1999, I'm just looking at them and it's such a sense of deja vu you get. Encourage greater inner party democracy, which Rahul Gandhi has been going on and on about for the last 10 years, greater involvement of state and district units on the selection of candidates, revamping the party structure. Now, what was the Congress doing with Mr. Antony's recommendations since 1999? Basically sitting on them, right? Those files have gathered dust. So what's to suggest that this time you're going to actually listen to what he has to say? Everything he said more than 10 years ago or in 1999 is still not implemented.
Nidhi, I will agree with you that I think, definitely we were partially blindsided. I mean, to ignore the challenges that we faced internally should have been always the priority for us. Because what very often happens that when you're in government, you tend to, end up assuming that everything is going to be hunky-dory. So I'm not going to, beat about the bush, no pussyfooting around. I will agree with you that there are some things that we should have done in the past, but better late than never. I think, let us not ignore it. I know that everybody is feeling that the Congress party, having been reduced to a very small numerical of 44, is a diminished force in parliament. But let me tell you, Congress remains a very formidable force even outside of parliament, and we are in several states even today. We will make a comeback. But I agree with you that we need to recognize certain clear fissures or frailties in our setup.
Okay,
and we got to make it happen. But I will let Sambit know this, that, this is not just about regional satraps. End of day, you got to encourage local leadership. And I do believe that he was very complimentary towards us in the previous program when he said that the Congress party is like Michael Schumacher, probably the greatest Formula driver ever produced. So thank you very much, Sambit, for that compliment.
Okay.
You were the accident that Schumacher met with.
Okay, one sec. Majid Memon, would you agree as an ally that the Congress leadership change needs to go beyond holding the chief ministers accountable? Are you going to go as far as to say that there needs to be more responsibility fixed on the central leadership?
No, Nidhi, it's a fact, and there cannot be a denial from anybody, including Congress, that there has been a devastating defeat which was not expected, and the manner in which BJP gained has become a very matter of serious introspection for every political party. All political pundits or political experts have been trying to just find out ways and means whereby they could get to the bottom of the truth as to why it has happened. But remember, Maharashtra, why it is important. Why it is in so much debate. Naturally, in next 3-4 months, Maharashtra is going to the polls over again for the purposes of state election.
You're not answering my question on Sonia and Rahul Gandhi.
That our history will tell us. No, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, it is their house that they are looking at. We are not the people who have access to know what went wrong inside the house, because we are like public. Even if we are alive, we are not within their house. We are from outside supporting them, and we have our own limitations. It is like you, a media person, or anybody, any other political party, that we are also assessing and trying to put our heads together and find out as to what went wrong, even as far as Congress is concerned. But we are nobody to advise them that look here, there should be a replacement of Rahul or replacement of Sonia.
Okay, you're pressing the panic button on Maharashtra. Final word to Mr. Ketkar.
Now see, Maharashtra Assembly election, Okay, Mr. Ketkar, just a final word to you on this.
Do you believe that this entire process that Mr. Antony is now undertaking is going to lead anywhere? Bottom line.
I don't think it will lead to anything because Antony has sat on something like 5 committees before and nothing has happened. I think Congress lost not because it was Prithviraj here or Sonia and Rahul there. Congress lost because Congress was ideologically unclear, politically unstable and organizationally extremely weak, and they did not do anything with the organization. They did not have mass contact program, which was a common theme during Mrs. Indira Gandhi's time. And if Sonia and Rahul and others have to resign, then even Sharad Pawar will have to resign. He got only 4 seats in Maharashtra. So I don't think it is the question. The question is, how do you reach out to people? Congress has ceased to be actually acting, going along with the people. And just to correct Mr. Majid Memon, the defeat was expected. The defeat was not a surprise. What was surprising was BJP's own majority. It may not be the devastating defeat, but the defeat was expected. Nobody thought, nobody, including I am on your channel, I have said this, that Congress and Alliance UPA was going to be defeated, was clearly written on the wall. Congress did not take it seriously. Congress did not take it seriously organizationally, politically and ideologically.
But I think the consensus among the politicians tonight is that cosmetic changes are not going to make a difference. Gentlemen, I have to leave it at that. Mr. Memon, I have to leave it at that. I have to let us see where this introspection that the Congress is doing undertaking. Mr. Memon, I'm sorry, I'm completely out of time. I'm completely out of time. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us tonight.
Mr. Ketkar, I want to tell you that
at 8 o'clock. I will let Mr. Memon and Mr. Ketkar argue offline. See you then. Goodbye.